Well, the repetition is the mother of all learning. Have you ever seen, you know how pianos are tuned? Anyone know how a piano's tuned? When you first get a piano, usually it's out of tune, you tune it up. Usually about a week later, you got to retune it again. And then what happens is, once you tune it up, about 2 weeks or 3 weeks later, you got to retune it again. And when you tune it up again, maybe it's a month and a half, you retune it again, then it goes about 6 months, and then about a year. So it's like a whole learning process. This is exactly what this is. There's a lot of reasons, why we teach the stuff we do, and we want to get a lot of myths out of the way. And a lot of the myths that are out there, you're going to make a quick change and everything's going to be okay and everything like that. This is about consistent working and consistently working on yourself to get that kind of inner game that you want. If you want to get to that point where nothing can fuck with you or you can just mow over everything, it's a process, like we said. It builds a little bit, just keep on building, and strengthens you over time. A book that I really like is real simple to read and basic, man. I really enjoyed The Way of the Peaceful Warrior. That was kind of the first book that I ever read, and I like story kind of format. If you're looking for a strong, powerful, masculine energy, those ones that I mentioned yesterday about the sexual tales of the Sleeping Beauty or whatever I said, those are real good because it kind of has a real dominant character, and it's kind of extreme. But in that extremism, you kind of develop, or by reading it, you kind of get this, wow, there's a different reality there. It's a completely different reality than you're used to. So, just doing things like that are good. Things I do on my computer, it's not on that one, it's on my other one, but I have like real powerful archetypal images. Does anyone ever look into, anyone seen the art from Luis Royo? Okay, so that's some serious, deep archetypal type of energy. Put down Luis Royo. It's R-O-Y-O. Luis, L-U-I-S. And what I did is I put affirmation stuff on there, just really deep masculine type of energy. There's some serious archetypal images there. Just hardcore images. They're derived around the sexuality. So if you look into that, put affirmations, like write it, take the pictures, put them into Photoshop if you have it, and just write your affirmation there. And then pick the music. Delirium's got some good dark stuff. Dead Can Dance has got some dark stuff. If you want lighter, you got Enigma. You want to get that stuff that kind of evokes that primal type of feeling. When you have that coupled with the music and you're reading it, and you're really feeling it, and the pictures are flipping, it's one after another, after another, after another, you really start to develop that deeper, masculine, kind of the darker side of energy if you're looking for more of that lustful energy. But that's another way, a really useful way to do that. A lot of it is, self-experimentation, man. And this is what I want you guys to understand, that don't feel like, it's going to be in any seminar or you're going to get it from a book. Some of it, you guys already have the answers, and you're going to develop stuff that I don't develop because you're in your own head. If you just learn how, go inside and say, what would work for me? Let me experiment a little bit here. I like symbols, but what if I add symbols to, symbols, or I put colors in there? How is it going to affect me? A lot of it is about experimentation and finding out what really works for you. And when you get to that level where you're starting to understand how it all works, you get to get real useful and resourceful, and you don't get stuck in bullshit. I can't even remember the last time I was like stuck, like in something where I got caught. Maybe thrown off a little bit, but for the most part, it's just all the time, which is nice. But that all comes from a lot of self-experimentation. You know your own head better than I do. So find out what works, and experiment around, look at pictures, maybe one thing works for you. Maybe sound is good for you. I do whatever it takes, get massaged by 5 different people at one time, just to get an overload of your body on how to feel relaxed around women or whatever. Do whatever you got to do.